Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Enderal. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today, as I think we're going back home. I'm pretty sure we're going back home. Last episode we came up through that path, and we arrived over here. And this is the place, this is the big dungeon. And apparently I might have bugged out the mission or something, or the dungeon anyway. Remember how I had all the pages? I remember these pages that we read all about the Apothecary and stuff. Apparently that was a boss. Either I forgot about the boss, or it just never spawned. I went back in there, and I didn't find anything. And actually, I will just reload here, because you know what? I can actually do. No, this is a bit of a stretch, so I'll not do that. I'll reload this one. So I went back in there. It's quite a little bit of a. Actually, I still have the God mode on, so let me just disable that because I didn't feel like waiting for stamina to recover. And I came in here. I found something. I'll show you. But I looted. There was a ring of Master Swordsman, plus 15% damage with one-handed weapons. Pretty interesting. Not for me, but I got something that I didn't get the first time around. And either it wasn't here the first time around, or it just I don't know. But there's a little bit of a thing over there. A little bit of a chest right there. I got also a little bit of magic fever, nothing too extraordinary. Yeah, so I came back here because I thought maybe I'd missed something, or something had not spawned. Nothing spawned, so I either broke the thing or something. Hopefully it's not anything too terrible. Wait a minute, there's a... Is that normal? Yeah. No, it's not. Hi! Why? Why? I'm in water. I'm good. Okay. Please don't burn me too much. Okay. Okay. Hi. How's it going, you Mr. Ghoul? Okay. Woohoo! Resisted the thing. It's fine. Just keep at it. Keep at it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, and leveling up, which gets me a heal, I hope. Let's go with health. Yes, it does. Ooh, I was concerned that my bow would disappear. What did we get out of here? We got some good things. The flame, well, that's interesting. That's what he was using on me. My Scarag shoes, very nice. A skirlet, sure, of elementalism, very good. Some pennies, and suppose the arrows I threw at it, maybe? I don't know. Leather skin of the tracker, that's not good enough for me. Sneak is a little bit better. What am I using? What is my, let's see. So I will go with type. And then body. I am using the Heart of the North for bows, lockpick, and so it is a little bit of like that. So bows do 7% more damage, lockpicking is 88% easier, which really means nothing, to be fair. And sneak. This is a little bit more for sneak rather than bow. So we got a journal. This is maybe this maybe wasn't here, but it's just, you gotta admit it's pretty easy to miss. Like I came here, honestly, I was looking for a boss, but did I cast the bow again? Anyway, we're good. No, I did cast the bow. This was off camera though. That's okay. So I came here, I was looking for a boss, didn't find that, but here we are. So I got lost ones. No, these are things that I might want to throw away. Consumables, ingredients, Burks. The Journal of the Apothecary. And after like 3 episodes, we finally arrive. The Journal of Miail. In this book, I will capture the experiences of my journey. Reluctantly, with a heavy heart, I depart, but I cannot bear any longer this helplessness. To just sit here in our monastery praying to Malphas that he saves us from this scourge is something I can no longer endure. I have to do something, and as this strong will does not allow me to rest, I decided to set out for Ark with a hope to be able to affect anything. He wrote effect, but anyway. So far, actually, effect is a verb, and in that case I think it might be usable, but anyway. So far, my journey was luckily uneventful. Of course, the mountains are relatively secluded, but nowadays the roads are not the safest anymore. And this was written many years ago, so yeah. Received hints that close to Fogville a traveling merchant is around who prides himself on owning very old notes and scripts. I should follow up on this. Who knows what one can find within these old texts. Fogville is still far away, at least for someone like me who travels the countries on foot. With a horse or a carriage, it would probably be much faster, but I have to save my gold if I want to get hold of these writings. I suppose I have to find a scholar who can help me to translate them. Maybe I can find a hint in the local tavern whereabout to find such a person. Sure. It was worth it. It was worth it wandering all the way. I found a meadow full of herbs, among them also a few rare plants. I could replenish my supplies and maybe I can mix some potions that I can sell in the next town. Honestly, this feels very realistic. His English is not the best, but then again, he's not an English major, so neither am I, to be honest. I'm just criticizing. Like, I have very little leg to stand on myself. Finally, he shouts, or writes, finally I arrived in Fogville. The merchant asked a horrendous price, but not for a horrendous, but that's, anyway. He's an apothecary. He writes like this. Makes sense. But therefore I acquired a bundle of old pages with a comma, that seemed to stem from a book. There are some sketches within the notes. If I understand it correctly, it should be some sort of essay on plants. Who knows what is hiding within these texts? Tonight I will stay at the tavern here in town and try to find a translator for the pages. The time seems right. I, anyway, had promised my family to report about my travel as soon as possible, and this discovery is a good reason for a message home. I was able to find this scholar that could read at least a bit of Pyrean. How this happened? Well, he definitely is not a descendant of the Pyreans, even though we have to be descendant from the Pyreans because we look like them. But you can learn about languages that you have no reference for. Better than nothing. He was still expensive though. This cutthroat. So not cutpurse, cutthroat. So far he did not decipher much, but apparently it is about medicine, maybe even some sort of formula. I have to figure it out. Today I did not make real progress. I stayed during... no, actually I shouldn't skip. I stayed during the day in a tavern to study what has already been translated of the scripts, if they would just already been all decrypted. Okay, I should have skipped. I cannot stay much longer in this tavern, otherwise my pennies will not suffice until Ark, but I need more time. The scholar has meanwhile translated everything he could. The text still has many blanks, of which he could not make any sense, but I have to get along with it. Maybe I can rent a carriage and keep on reading the notes on my way. Shearcap, Baldry's roots, Whisperweed, Firepalm extract. Those are all things. Am I gonna need those? Because I have a lot of ingredients, but I don't really pay attention to them. Anyway, we're getting out of here. Maybe, well, then again, maybe I got them all from here. Because I do collect them. Like, not everything. Like, especially mushrooms. I think there's some mushrooms over here. I remember seeing them on my way up. Like that. These ones. Fungi. Fungu. That's the one. Okay, so let's leave. Not those. How did you... Right. I don't... Yeah. Inventory. Where are we going? We're returning to Ark. For sure. Go away. Right? We must. There's nothing else. We've been everywhere. It's fantastic. And this seems pretty main questy. I don't remember if this was part of the main quest. So we have the Ark Marketplace. I have received... Yeah, that's where I'm going. Oh, actually, it just returned. That's all I need to cast. Let's save the game just in case. And F? No, V? V. I don't have return here. I am a terrible person. There it is. There we go. Let's go. Get ready for the bread. Because they really want us to buy it. Or something. The game has sound effects, but, you know. It's always fun if we make our own sound effects. It's always more fun for everybody involved. Even if it's annoying, it's still more fun. You know how it is fun to be annoyed sometimes? When it's with me, it's always...
Hear my words.
What?
O path-abiding people of this holy city.
No. Oh, look at this guy. Let's get annoyed.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
No, I just
Oh
put
my
them
God.
out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
What a terrible person. What a terrible, terrible person. Now, I kind of didn't want him, but does he have money? He has a lot of money, so let's just sell some things. Sell all from here. We got a quill, because why not? We have a potion of restore mana. You can keep them all, because they suck. Damage stamina. These are all made by me. A pretzel. I'll keep it. Damage mana. Nope. Weakness to frost. These must be made by me. Okay. Potion of fortify entropy. Absolutely. And of might. These are pretty good. They can help us in a bind. I'll keep 2 of them. Or 1 of them, rather. Teleports. Very important. The butcher. I'm keeping those and putting them in my chest. Potion of fire resistance. It's only 5%. Screw that. It should be immune. That's how it is. For 60 seconds, though, it's... well, it should be immunity to fire. Sure. I mean, the list makes it tactically relevant instead of just a thing. But then again, those are made by me. I'm not very good at this, so that's why. 45 health, I don't need... Some of them are really a lot better at low levels. Like, I think it's might. Might is really good at low levels. If you're just wanting that extra little bit. Protection from frost. So these not needed. All that stuff. Apprentice Book of Enchanting. Now, these are another thing. I will only sell them when I look at them. Invisibility Potion, that's cheap. That's good enough. A single one is pretty good. And I shouldn't really have them, to be honest. Because I'm not picking them up. So I shouldn't have them. Water Breathing is good. Potion of Woe. That's not good enough. Air Paralysis. That's always good to have. 45 health regeneration. 8% faster? That's not good enough. Resist magic? Nope. Oh, we didn't have money? Oh, I just sold a bunch. Okay. Let's get our quest. Yes, this is how this works. And there are no more missions. We did it. Oh, there was a mission, and I didn't read it. You're going to need to go back and pause the video if you want to read that. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so... we have unknown traveler books. We have, let's look at the books over here, because we have the Journal of the Apothecary. What I really want to look at, basically I sort this by weight, and yeah. The Journal of the Apothecary has weight? That's not good. Oh! Put a spell book in here, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Did I? Maybe. I don't have the first few books of the Butcher of Ark, do I? I don't, so I'm gonna need to figure those out. It's fine. So skill... Spell? That should be okay. No, spells are not books. Sorry. Skill? What is he learning? I don't know. Anyway, we're good. I don't know what I dropped in there. Basically, I'll never know. Yeah, this is basically how that goes. Unless there's something here that I can readily tell. Got a lot of ambrosia, that's good to know. Garb of the Keeper. Oh yeah, these things. Okay. Yeah, everything is good. Actually, I can drop in some ingots. Not that I think I have a lot, but can drop some of that. I can drop soul gems, all of the soul gems, including the broken ones. Silver gem amulet. Nope, I'll keep that. Because I don't use these, basically. And we're good. Okay, so, next up. We have another quest, but that's for Kroko. They just keep going, don't they? Look at that. Yeah.
Sit on their asses and hope.
Yes, indeed. That's not the skill. Don't go away, because
Settle them.
it's not supposed to, I'm not supposed to click on that. Search for Kalia in the temple. I will absolutely do that. Oh. It's in the Undercity.
Oh,
It's interesting.
idiots.
Let's go for it.
You're not from here, are
I'm not. Okay, let's go to the temple from here. If I can figure out how to do that. Sun Temple. I would imagine that's the temple. A city like this probably would have a lot of temples. I think there was another one in the Nobles Quarter, but not more than that. I find it interesting that this city doesn't have more, though, because it's done by German naturals, natives. Is that how? What's the word? Anyway, and you know, in Europe, that's just a thing. Old cities have churches all over the place, because they are small churches, like the size of this house or even smaller, and it's like every quarter has a church. Hi,
Saira, good to see you.
how's it going?
I heard about what happened on Half Moon Island. It's a wonder you and that mercenary made it back alive.
Yeah.
But war, it just seems so unreal. How has it come to this? Now we not only have to fight these High Ones, but also some fanatic who thinks he knows best?
It might be the same. They might be connected somehow. Let's see, can I say that? Korek seems to be convinced that he's doing is right. It's almost as if the High Ones are using him. Nothing better than an unnecessary war while poised at the brink of extinction is there. Well, there we go. That's an interesting insight into that. Didn't actually... it's more or less what we learned, but I didn't think of that. Let's go with that.
I know you mean that as a joke, but...
I don't.
I'm afraid it's not too far from the truth.
I really don't mean it as a joke.
Tell me, Saira, how is it possible that our beliefs about what's best for mankind are so different? Why are we so eager to be at each other's throats?
Those are two different questions, really. Why are they so different? Well, if you think that we should all die... Or rather, yeah, well, basically it all stems from the fact that one of us, I guess, one of our factions here thinks that we should all die. So what do you expect? No, we shouldn't all die is necessarily going to be very different from that. To be at each other's throats, though. Are you honestly asking that question? Can I ask that? I know you mean it as a joke. That's just how we humans are. No, that's not. That's honestly the not Pyrians, the space lobsters that definitely are not space lobsters. You know what I'm talking about? The high ones, ancient ones, whatever. The ones that I still am not fully sure is not a single identity, but sure, or single entity rather. Violence often seems like an easy answer to killing everyone. Yes, probably is an easy answer. Well, it depends. Anyway, particularly, well, I guess it would necessarily be violence. Just anyway, particularly if times are hard as they are right now. No, that's the other way around. The times are hard right now because of the violence. And well, then again, violence begets by violence. But I'm gonna go with I don't know, because my character... I don't... did I miss something here?
You know what I find so hard to understand? Why there are so few actually care. So few people who feel the need to change something like you and I do.
Do we?
There are moments I just feel so powerless. As if we all know that if we keep going like this, we're headed for a catastrophe. But instead of changing course, we just stand by and watch. Do you know the feeling?
I do know the feeling. But I also know where it stems from. There's a lot of parallels to that. Like, today we're living that. The feeling itself, the feeling of helplessness is a thing. The question is another. Like what she said, so few people care and so few people are willing to make a change. That's weird. That almost sounds like the developers are putting the question here in the game out of a parallel to reality. You can draw that, for example, with climate change. There are not, it's for many reasons there are not that many people or nearly as many people as there should be, willing to make a change. Or not necessarily willing to make a change, but willing to be bothered about it more than making the change. Because the problem is the system, of course. That system it needs to change. And we as people change how we can. In this case, it's not quite like that. And it makes it sound weird. What change do you expect? What do you want to make a change? And also, how so few people? We are... Actually, she and us, we're leaders, but not in the actual sense. Like, the people who live over here, they are leading us. They're the ones that making a change. Like the big boss, the dude, like, he's the one that has the visions and be like, oh, and especially this war started with precisely, the war exists because there are people who want to make a change. The Nerim, is it Nerim? The other ones, they want to change. They want the cycle to kill us all. So it's like they're the ones that are bothered. And but then again, going back to that feeling, going back to that helplessness, I guess you don't really need to go to extinction levels issues like climate change, or like the Pyrians, not the Pyrians. The Pyrians were the ones that came before, the high ones. Because it can happen in a lot of things. It can happen in a family feud. It can happen in a job. In things as simple as... It's all a matter of scope, right? But it's in things as simple as how a product is. And when you go to the shops and you're like, the butter is not nice or something. Or milk is bottled weirdly or whatnot. I say bottled, but we don't bottle milk usually here in Europe. But you know what I mean. It can happen. That the feeling is pointless. The feeling of being alone is pointless, and you need to realize that if you want to get out of it. And it doesn't connect to this situation. And I'm saying this because I'm taking it seriously, but I can't see how it connects to this. I don't know what she said is commonplace. Not commonplace in the sense that it's cliche. It's not. It should be talked about. It's interesting. It's an interesting subject, but it doesn't fit in the narrative. We're not alone. We're being guided. All of our missions are guidances. We're being guided by our bosses and certainly by the people who want to annihilate this whole place. Both those factions. And they want change. And it's the problem. That's the problem. It's the change. We shouldn't. But still, that's me taking it seriously. Let's see what I can do in the conversation. You mean you don't understand why so many people are so disinterested? Okay, that's a different take on what she said. Well, not necessarily a different take on what she said. She sort of alluded to that. So it's just focusing on a specific thing that she said. So many people are disinterested. Again, that's our perception. They're not disinterested. They just see it differently. Like everybody talks about Nerim and the Red Plague or Red Madness or whatnot. They're all very interested in that. And certainly, if you consider all everybody talks about is like the Path and the Malphas or whatnot. They're very interested. They're very interested. Just interested in a different way. And honestly, interested in what? Where did this conversation even... Like, it's so jarring. I don't get it. I do. Yes, but I stopped agonizing over it. That's interesting that it doesn't answer. I'm gonna go with this. Because it kind of reflects what I just said. I know the feeling. You need to get over it. Because it's a pointless feeling. I feel. Oh, there's more? You can't expect everyone to be as idealistic as you are. In the end, we're all responsible only for ourselves. Ooh, that is an interesting line. That is such an interesting line. Because it can be taken two ways. I'm gonna take it one way, and I'm gonna put the game to the test here, but it is true. You can't expect everyone to be as idealistic as you are. But that also is talking more about... It's what I was saying about what you consider to be interested in the first place. It's not that people aren't idealistic. It's just they're, their ideas are different. Idealistic necessarily requires an idea, and you are just gonna follow that idea, and that's that. And it's not that people disagree with you, but it's just their ideas, or rather, it's not that people aren't there as invested with in life or in things, but just their ideas are different. So they are idealistic, just not the same. And that can translate into apathy. Even you can be idealistically apathetical, and that's still idealistic, but it's still relevant to what she's saying. The second part is the interesting bit here, because we're all responsible for ourselves. Certainly not when we're powerful. We're also responsible for the ones we mold into our, well, influence anyway. And if we have a word, like, I'm not responsible for you who are listening right now, and if you're paying attention, because you can just, be doing something else. But I'm not responsible for your actions. But I'm still responsible for your pleasure of. Well, I said pleasure. That sounded weird. I'm responsible for your enjoyment of this video, and it's part of you. That is part of your day. I'm trying to make your day better by saying all this stuff and going into rambles. You know me. I'm Colonel RPG. So we are responsible for ourselves, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't care about the others, is what I mean to say. Let's go with that line and see what she says.
I don't know. To me, that just sounds like an excuse. Whenever I think about it, I find it so hard not to get angry. Take all those upper city snobs with their colorful garments and exotic perfumes. They could put all that money to such good use if only they wanted to, but no, they don't, because they just don't give a damn about the poor. Sometimes I imagine going down there, grabbing one of them by the collar and dragging them down into the Undercity. And there I'd force them to see, just for once. But even that probably wouldn't help. I guess we only care about the things that directly affect us. Who fights against poverty if he's never suffered from it?
Well, I could go on a rant about that one. For one, where did this class criticism came from? What? Where is this? I mean, what? I mean, I understand the sentiment. Who fights against poverty when they never felt it? If you want, like, for one, it is very common to hear not very common, because you don't hear rich people very commonly, but you will definitely identify, you might. It's likely that you identify this argument from rich employers that see or that have pride in the fact that they employ other people, and that they see themselves self-righteously, or not self-righteously is not the word, but it's the pride and the accomplishment of employing other people, and specifically the good that they're doing. So what I mean is, I'm saying that's what they think, basically. So immediately there you have people who, in their way, and I'm not gonna get into how that works, if they're right or if they're wrong or whatnot, but in their way they're caring for the well-being of other people, and sometimes even the poor, and employ poorer people, and certainly poorer people because they're rich, and that's sort of a commonplace argument, especially if if you've ever argued or heard an argument of somebody going against an employer and being like, you're just getting rich on the back of your workers and whatnot. And if you live in different countries, you might have heard this more often or less often, depending on the country you live in or the situation you live in or find yourself in. And I've heard that argument, and I've heard the other side say that they're doing the good thing. They're putting food on their tables of the laborers, of the workers, and so it's not that being rich doesn't make you sympathetic to the plights of the poor. And also where this did this conversation come out of? It's more that it might and definitely shapes your perception of what the plights of the poor are. So what she was saying is wrong, I would feel. And in fact, historically speaking, you'll see this. The seeing the situation of the poor is what makes rich, powerful people change their views and start fighting, if they do indeed fight for the poor. It might not work every time, and different people will be different, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm responsible for your good time, and I hope you had one. And if you did, thank you for enjoying. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Enderal. I really hope you've enjoyed it, though. And yeah, don't forget to leave a comment, leave a like if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.